Hey again, IWA fans, it's the Mac. I'm in with another IWA Superstars today, and we're discussing the main event for Night of Champions. If you haven't been keeping up with things, November 11th, New Holland, Ohio, Night of Champions will be in action. We will be back in New Holland. We was just there this last month with Halloween Horrors. Um, It's got a big show already slated. What matches I can tell you so far that have been signed by the executive board. You will see the rarely defended Ohio State Championship. The Hollywood sex symbol Chippendale will be in action against the legendary Clown Prince of Pranks himself, Doink the Clown. Should be quite the contrasting styles in that match. We will also see a cruiserweight triple threat match. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with anything as far as going with the cruiserweight division, the American Pitbull Guile Castle has been the IWA Cruiserweight Champion since July when he defeated Yasuda Atoko at Red, White, and Bruised down in Beaufort, Ohio. Guile has been in a feud with the Taskmaster, Tyler Grimm. At Halloween Horrors, Guile lost by disqualification thanks to David Wright. Guile then proceeded to put David Wright on the shelf for several months courtesy of the Doggy Style. Tyler Grimm was ballistic about the disqualification because, of course, on the disqualification, the title does not change hands. Guile himself was pretty ballistic about the situation. Guile's a good old country boy. He doesn't like to lose by ticky-tack rules, I guess you would say. So, Guile issued a no disqualification match for the title to Tyler Grimm. Grimm quickly accepted, as you probably have seen in some recent videos. Shortly thereafter that, Guile's contract with IWA come to a close. Never at the time did we think that we could have an issue, but Guile's, like most IWA superstars, is in pretty high demand. And Guile had a chance to work some bigger venues and other companies in his area, and he was wanting to take advantage of that. At the time, it looked like Guile could probably be going from IWA to pursue these other avenues in his career outside of IWA. At the 11th hour, so to speak, after the executive board made the decision that the Taskmaster Tyler Grimm and the newly arrived rogue Joshua Charles would compete for the cruiserweight title, and the match would remain a no disqualification match, the board was able to re-sign Guile. They restructured a contract. Guile's able to work other companies that are no direct threat to, no direct competition to IWA, I guess you would say. And so Guile's back, and he's ready. He wants to defend the title. Of course, he wants his shot at getting even with Tyler Grimm. So we now have a triple threat match: Joshua Charles, Tyler Grimm, Guile Castle, cruiserweight title on the line, no disqualifications. Also, if you was at the Halloween Horrors, you seen the debuts of the Lionheart Jace Thorne and Doomsday Dalton Moss. Moss recently was the subject of IWA's New Blood column. Thorne and Moss known each other for quite a while, have been tag team partners in the past, but they're not exactly known to be great friends. The board took it upon themselves these young, exciting, talented guys that are coming through the door of IWA, where we believe in the open door policy and we believe in giving everyone a shot. So Jace Thorne, Dalton Moss will team up to take on the Midwest Wrecking Crew at Night of Champions, and the tag team titles will be on the line. So we've got several big title matches already announced for Night of Champions. Chippendale defends the Ohio State title against Doink the Clown. Cruiserweight champion Guile Castle defends his title in a no disqualification triple threat match against Joshua Charles and Tyler Grimm. The IWA Tag Team Champions, the Midwest Wrecking Crew, without their manager David Wright, will defend against Doomsday Dalton Moss and Jace Thorne. But now here comes time for the announcement of the main event. If you've been following the situation with the heavyweight title, you'll know that several months back at Red, White, and Bruised, Shane Christian suffered some injuries, had to have surgery. No word yet on if Shane will be able to come back to IWA in the future after he heals, but the title was left up for grabs. Lennox Norris thought he should be handed the title because he was currently feuding with Shane Christian over the belt. Charlie Brown stepped up, a longtime veteran of IWA, and stated he wanted his shot at the title. Charlie even went as far as to relinquish his United States Championship for this opportunity. Lennox and Charlie was in the main event of Red, White, and Bruised, just when it looked like Charlie was going to achieve these boyhood dreams of becoming the IWA Heavyweight Champion. The CEO at the time, Miss Angela Marie, showed her true colors and helped Lennox win the heavyweight championship. And Charlie's been chasing Lennox since then, trying to get a title rematch. At Halloween Horrors, Charlie got his opportunity. There was a whole lot of confusion in this match. IWA had sent down a special enforcer, the Hangman, Caleb Copper, to keep an eye on things. We seen the referee totally in confusion about what was happening. The match was stopped at one time on a potential 3 count. Lennox protested that. The match was restarted on direction of the board. After the match was restarted, Lennox was able to get a pinfall. Charlie's foot was on the ropes. The referee caught it. Lennox continued to roll Charlie up tighter and finally got a count of 3. The fans clearly knew something was totally off in this match. There was some shady dealings going on. I can't speculate on exactly what was going on, who was listening to who. All that I know was there seemed to be a lot of outside forces playing parts in making sure the title stayed on Lennox that night. Very shortly here, we're going to watch. You'll be able to see the match, Lennox versus Charlie Brown. And I'll come back with the big announcement of the main event for Night of Champions. So let's head out to Halloween Horrors. Charlie Brown challenging Lennox Norris for the IWA Heavyweight Championship. You'll be able to see all the confusion that went down during this match. And how, in the end, Norris ended up with the title. But Norris definitely didn't look like a champion after in the post-match hijinks that Norris attempted. So let's head out there now, folks.
There ain't no grave can hold One more. You win. Come on. That's 3 times now. Charlie.
Charlie.
Come on.
Okay, there you have it, folks. You've seen Charlie laid out Lennox after the match. The champion had a bonding moment with his title. But if you notice there in the match towards the end, after all the confusion, the fans in New Holland chanted 2 out of 3. And folks, the executive committee listened. Night of Champions, the main event. Lennox Norris versus Charlie Brown. 1 hour time limit. 2 out of 3 falls. You will have the heavyweight champion, his number 1 challenger. You will have a set time limit. The first man to score 2 falls wins the heavyweight championship. This one should be off the charts. Every match Charlie and Lennox have had so far has been amazing. I expect them both to raise the bar because of the high expectations of this match, I guess you would say. The venue will be packed that night. We encourage you all to get out and get your tickets. They'll be going on sale later this week at Third Rock Vapor down in Chillicothe and at the city offices in New Holland. You can always get them through MightyIWA.com. You can message me personally through the IWA Facebook page, and I will see that you get your tickets. Tickets will be $8 in advance. The night of the show, they'll be $10 at the door. However, if you bring a canned food item to the door that night, if perhaps you couldn't get out and get your advance tickets, so if you come to the door that night expecting to pay $10, bring us a canned food item that we will be donating to the New Holland Food Pantry, and you will get that ticket for $8. You will still save $2 off the price by bringing us a canned food item for the food pantry. Also that night, in honor of Veterans Day, come in your uniform, veterans. If you have your military ID, VFW ID, something to show that you are a veteran of the armed forces or a current member of the armed forces, come on out, bring whatever you got, and your ticket that night at the show, at the door, $5. The IWA respects everything that you have done for our country, everything that you continue to do for our country, and we want to pay you back in a small way. Your ticket will only be $5 that night at the show. Also, that night, if you make a donation of $2 or more to the cancer support group for Fayette Memorial Hospital, we will have some pink ribbon stuff for you that night, some cancer, support bracelets and things like that. Great calls at the Fayette Memorial Hospital. They get together and, support each other as they all battle such a horrible disease. This is a big charitable event, folks. We will be collecting canned food. We're going to be collecting money for the cancer support group at the Fayette Memorial Hospital. Veterans come out, get a discount ticket at the door. If you bring your canned food item, get a discount at the door. Now, I need to remind you, advance tickets will still be the $8. Our ticket locations cannot take in canned food items for obvious reasons, and they can't, they are businesses, so they can't keep track of everything. So these prices are only for the door. If you want to pay the $8 in advance, at the advanced ticket locations, we love you for doing that, and we appreciate you being such great supporters of IWA. Once you get to the building that night, if you haven't bought the advanced ticket, if you expect to have to pay the $10 at the door, bring a canned food item per, each ticket. If you need 3 tickets, we need 3 cans of food. Get $2 off your ticket. You will still pay the advanced ticket price. And you will know that your canned food is going to a great cause with the New Holland Food Pantry at United Methodist Church there. They do Thanksgiving meals. They do monthly food giveaways. This is a great organization, and you'll be proud to have said you helped them out. Veterans, of course, come to the door that night. Come in your uniform. We would love to see you in your uniforms. Current armed service members or recently discharged armed service members, if you have your uniforms. We would love to see you in them. We would love to support you. If you just have VFW ID, military ID, something to, so we know you are a member of the military, a veteran of the serving this country, $5 ticket. I think I've explained it all pretty well. I hope I haven't confused anybody. So now, to run down the cards so far for Night of Champions, Chippendale will defend the Ohio State Championship against the legendary Clown Prince of Pranks, Doink the Clown. If you haven't got a chance to see Doink in person, I highly encourage you to come out. He is quite the entertaining guy. I know there's always those detractors of Doink, but trust me, you will like Doink. We will see Guile Castle defend the Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat, no disqualification match against the Rogue Joshua Charles and Tyler Grimm. We will see the Dalton Moss, the Doomsday Dalton Moss, and the Lionheart Jace Thorne team up to challenge for the IWA Tag Team titles against the Midwest Wrecking Crew. We will see, excuse me, we will see a best 2 out of 3 falls main event. Charlie Brown will challenge the Bronze God, Lennox Norris, for the heavyweight title. 1 hour time limit. Should be a great match. I expect them to give it their all, as everyone will that night. Night of Champions is a huge show for IWA, and we want you all there to experience it and enjoy the family support that IWA takes its pride on. More matches will be announced later this week. We still have the IWA Women's Championship match to announce, the IWA United States Championship match to announce, and maybe a few other little surprises in there. You do not want to miss this show, folks. Get on out there, get your tickets. They'll be on sale later this week. Until next time, I'm the Mac, and I'll see you guys all ringside.